There are those who that are meeting me for the first time. And there's that at least this is our Lindah going to handle mathematics. And I hope this is the primary 5 class.
Yes.
Feel free to ask anything. Feel free to share anything with me about mathematics. And I hope by the time our engagement is done, we shall be in position to at least share something. We shall be in position to interact with any one of us. So I just beg, guys, for the first time, it's okay. I hope you will like it and you will learn something. I see the messages where people are saying, I did not attend the past lesson, but at least we put the work there in the group. I hope you accessed the work. And let me hope this time around, since you have joined, it's going to be it's going to be more of advantage to you, that you benefit a lot, and also always visit your the WhatsApp group. And make sure you check the work there, go through it. It will be very important to you. I'm Teacher Lindah. Those ones who have just joined us, my name is there. That's how I always write it. I know some others choose to do it differently, but it's okay. That's my name, and I'm glad to meet all of you for this lesson. I'm going to turn off my video. I hope you have seen the person talking to you, you've seen me, and I hope it's all is well. Teacher Lindah, those ones who have just joined me, I've just put off my video. Good morning, previously I had shared it so people could see it. I'm Teacher Lindah, working with Yaka online lesson. These are some of the prizes for those ones who are going to, for those ones who are not aware. We have the prizes here for online classes. We have 15. This one is for the live class engagements, 50% grading and everything. So I urge you to try it out. Give it a trial, subscribe, pay just that little amount of money and you will access all the classes. All the classes, all the courses, all the subjects, and you will be proceeding to another level, because we don't do it to remain on the same level. P1, P5 2021, P5 2022. We mark and grade the assignment. Have a course of subjects. Those are the 4 subjects that are covered in primary, the main 4 subjects, and maybe any additional subject. Then you can also tell your sister to have the subjects for their classes. That is in secondary level. That is 50,000. All right, those ones who have just joined us, those ones who are meeting for the first time, previously in those previous engagements, we looked at decimal numbers under fractions. And we said that decimal numbers, we learned how to read them, and I'm sure that we can all read them, we can all write them in words. That was the previous work we did last time. And today we are going to also look at something so simple still. We want to exhaust that part of decimals. For the case of operation of decimal, we are going to see how to do it. I'm going to, in case you meet a challenge, I showed you my number first. You can contact me. You can send, you can share in the group. Then I can help the entire group in case they need. What? In case there is need. Two things we are going to do. We are going to mute our microphones unless we are submitting to the class. You will be allowed to unmute it. But now, since you're not submitting to the class, we are going to mute our microphone so that we can have some more order in our class. Javon, I think you can do that. Sarah, you can also mute your microphone so that we can move on without that background noise, because it at times disturbs the rest. Those ones who are trying to use my screen, Sidin, I think you can remove what I'll be doing that. So to them, I want us still to look at decimal numbers, and I want us to look at them in two ways. One as a decimal number and the other one as a fraction. So I want us to learn how to change decimal numbers to common fractions or to fractions. You can either say fractions, you can say common fraction, it is all okay. We have an example here. And what do we need to know about this? One, a note, because I know everyone has an answer for this. I know everyone has an answer for this, but I'm sure, and I know that the rest who don't have the answers yet will have them at the end of this lesson here. Change 0.9. Change. My friend using Galaxy, not 8. Put your microphone, or you can put your name there so that I can call you. Mute your microphone if you're using the gadget with Galaxy. Mute your microphone, please. We have changed 0.9 to a fraction. I'm sure that everyone has an answer for this, because it is something that we've already been seeing, but we don't know how it comes about. If I can try to give a chance, Benjamin, can you tell me that someone can put up the hand and give me the answer if you know the answer yet? Because I know you know the answer right now. Anyone?
Shaidan.
Okay, Chantai. Yes.
Shaidan. Out of 10.
9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. And it's right. Yeah, it's right. Thank you so much. It's there, 9 out of 10. But how does it become 9 out of 10? So that's the reason for our engagement today. The answer is known, but I'm sure some of us are not so sure that it is 9 out of 10, and some of us don't. When you are changing decimal numbers to fractions, at times, you may need to reduce the fraction. And I'm sure I'm speaking to the right people who know what reducing means. Reducing, you make something smaller than how it was. And at times you may find that the two numbers, the numerator and the denominator, can be reduced or can be reducing, that is dividing. But here, basically, we shall also see that. Then, what do we depend on? One, the denominator, because that is the main interest now. How did our denominator become 10? That's the interest. How did you know that it is to be 10? One, what determines the denominator? One, the denominator is determined by the number of digits after the decimal point. Because when you look at this number here, we have 0.9. Please, my friend with Galaxy, mute your microphone. Mute your microphone, please. Daniel, I hope you will know. You've written that you don't know. Now you will know, okay. So here, the denominator depends on the following things. One, the number of digits after the decimal point. If you have one digit after the decimal point, your denominator will have only one. Represents the digits that were there after the decimal point. So when you look at this example here, Lucky, which picture do you want to see? Are you seeing the work?
I am not seeing the work.
Can't you of you can see my screen? Lucky, can you see my screen?
No.
You can't see my screen, why? Any other person who's not seeing your screen?
We can see it, maybe other learners can see.
We can see.
Anyone who's not seeing my screen? You can see, okay? Okay.
We can see.
All right. So here is the note I want us to see. By the number of digits after the decimal point, you have 2 digits. That means that your denominator will have 2 zeros. The 2 zeros will be representing the number of digits after the decimal point. Our example here has only 1 digit after, is represented by the 1 0 that is. Then another thing, how do we move this decimal point? We have 0.9. So this decimal point here, this decimal point is moved from its original position, not to the left, but to the right of the number. So this is how we move it. So it comes here at the end of the number. I hope everyone has seen that. The decimal point moves to the right. If you're changing the figure into a fraction, if you're changing the decimal number into a fraction, this is how we move our decimal point. From the original place where it was, it moves to the right. So you find that on this number here, this fraction here, the decimal number is at the end of the digit. Yes? And how many times have we moved the decimal point this time around? We've moved the decimal point in only one step. So also that one will help you identify that your denominator, this one here, the one I've underlined, this one, will have only 1 0. I hope we have picked something. Okay, that is the case of the denominator. Let us see another example here. Let us see another example here. First remove this. It's another example here. Oh no. Oh, let me first check. Yeah, this is M. It says change. The question is change the following fractions. The following two fractions. We have 0 point. Say that the denominator is determined by the number of digits after the decimal point. You find that this decimal number has only 2 digits after the decimal point. So how are we going to move our decimal point? So what we shall do, our decimal point will move from 0 here. It will move one, that is one step. Remember, we have to we have to take it at the end of that number. So we shall still move it because we still have a 7 there. So we shall come here. This shows that we've moved it 2 steps, and those are the 2 digits after the decimal point. So this is what will happen. So after moving it, this will be our answer here. Our answer will be 7 out of 100. Now someone is asking, teacher, where is the 0? Because after the decimal point, we had 0. Zero, 7. Now someone is asking 0. And I want us what some of the things mean. 0. If you have 0, 7, then another one gives you 7. Yes? I want to give a chance to someone here to tell me which one is bigger than the other. I want someone to tell me. Let me check. Someone here. If you're given 0, 7, and another one gives you 7 only. Yes, Precious.
7 is the big one.
Yes, speak louder.
7 is the bigger one.
Precious says 7 is bigger. Let me hear from another person here. You can still, yes, Lynette.
They are equal.
Yes, they are equal. Precious and other friends of ours. If you're given 2 apples, yes, then someone comes and says, "Oh, Precious," and the other ones. Someone says, "Let me give you 0.00002 apples." Yes. In other words,
Yes.
that person has given you only 2 apples because this is 0 here. This is 0 here.
Yes.
This one here
Yes.
means nothing. Yes? So it's like saying 0,
Yes.
0, girl, 0, 1 girl. This simply means that it is only one girl available. So when you're given
When you're given
0, 7, 0, that you are given only 7. So even the same thing applies here. That means that 7, 0, 7, and 7, they are all equal. But what shows sense is to leave out this 0, like you're writing here. You're like, no, now I've learned some good mathematics. I don't need to say I added and got 0, 2 cups. Yes? I actually got 0, 7. Now, after getting the mathematics, then you start saying, no, if I've added and I've subtracted and got 7, I just put my answer there as 7. I don't need to put it as 0, 7. So that's the issue here, yes? Since it is 0, 7, Nandela, you're doing something on my screen.
Excuse me, teacher.
Better erase it. Yeah, that's good.
Excuse me,
Yes,
teacher.
you're excused.
I can't hear you very clearly.
Yes, please.
I can't hear
You
you
can't hear
very
me clearly?
clearly. Yes.
What about now?
Yeah.
What about now? Okay. So what I was saying, that when you're given 0 something, it simply means they've given you only that thing, yes? If someone says, I've given you 2 chapatis, that means that person has given you only 2 chapatis, because 0 holds no meaning, yes? It simply means nothing. So we don't need to come and say 0.7 out of 100. After realizing that the digit that is accompanying 7 is a 0, you leave it out. But if you're given something of this kind, 0.17, yes? So as you move the decimal point from the middle here, you put 1, 2. As you move it here, yes, to the end of this number here, you will have to bring this one because 1 holds a meaning. So you'll have to say 1 and this 7 here to make 17 out of 100. I hope we are trying to pick up something. So that's something to do with search. Yes. Shalom, I can see. Yeah, I'm glad people can see. And let me hope Lucky can also see something now. So that is when you are changing such a decimal number to a fraction. Let us see another one here. Let us still see something here. Another example is there. Yes, this one says 1.03. How can we handle this one here? One thing you should know about this one here, we have, instead of a 0 this time round, we have a digit there, that is 1. 0.03. What do we need to note in this case? Joseph, mute your microphone. What do we note? What do we need to note this in this case? What does 1 represent? Yes? One thing you should always remember. One thing you should always remember.
Remember.
This one here. One thing you should always remember. Elion, mute your microphone. Mute your microphone, thank you. What we should know, a decimal number is made up of 2 parts. We have the part before the decimal point, and we have the part after the decimal point. After the decimal point, we have the decimal places. Or the decimal digits.
Excuse me, teacher.
The decimal point.
Excuse me, teacher.
A whole number or whole numbers. So
Excuse
this one you're seeing here is representing the whole numbers. In this number here, the 0 you're seeing represents the whole number. Yes, please.
Someone is Galax needs
My
your
friend,
help.
you didn't tell me your name.
My name is
Yeah, first tell me your name so that I can refer you towards your name.
My name is Grace.
You are excused, my friend. Your name?
My name is Grace.
Yes, please. I'm listening. Yeah, Galaxy. Yeah. Galaxy, you had a problem?
I cannot hear you very well.
What about now? Can you hear me right now?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So let me still share my screen. We're still talking about this decimal number here and how we can go about one thing you should note, we've said that a decimal number, digits before the decimal point are whole numbers. After the decimal point, we have the decimal other digits. So what we need to know, the digits we are talking about, the ones we are referring to as all numbers, we have 0 here in the first example. And in the second example, we have a 1. These are whole numbers here, yes? So when you're changing such a fraction to a decimal, such a decimal number to a fraction, what we need to know, what we need to do is simply here, yes? Since the other one is a whole number, if you have a whole number that is not 0, or if you have any digit before the decimal point that is not a 0, one thing you should know, the fraction you're going to get is going to be called a mixed fraction. You're going to come up with a mixed fraction. Whenever you don't have 0 as the whole number, you will always get a mixed fraction. And remember, mixed fraction is made up of a whole number and a proper fraction. So this is how we shall go about it. We shall separate the two, yes? We shall handle 1 alone. So we shall say 1 plus this fraction here, that is 3 out of 100. Because this point here, when you look at 0.3, when we are out of 100, because after the decimal point, we have 2 digits, although the other digit is 0, but we have a 3. Yes. So when this point moves from here and it comes to the end of this number, it will have moved 2 steps. That will give us 3 out of. When you add this number together, you will is this whole number we had here. When you add it to this fraction, you get one whole number, 3 out of 100. Let us see something. Let us also see something here. So people, you're posting in the chat saying hi, hi, hi. I beg you stop. At least everyone is aware that you would like to greet them. Now let us pay some little attention off. The only messages I need in the chat, but hi, hi, hi. We have responded in good faith. Hi. So here, let us see something small here. Let us see something here. If that is 221 point,
Excuse me, teacher.
yes, please.
I cannot hear you very well.
What about now?
Not yet.
Abigail, can you hear me?
Yes.
Nasha, can you hear me?
My name
Lynette,
is
can you hear me?
Grace.
Your name is?
Grace.
Grace, okay. So Grace, can you hear me right now?
Yes.
Okay. We're looking at this example here. If we have 21.7, how do we go about it? 21 represents the whole number. Instead of a 0, we have 21. And instead of the place after the decimal point, we have only one digit. So what we do, we don't put this number together. When you put it together, it becomes bulky for a P5 chamber alone. That is 21 plus, you add it to 7 out of, add it to 7, because since this point is going to move only one time here, yes? Since it's going to move one time, that means we shall have a 10. Our denominator will have only 1 0. So when you put this one together, you will get 21 whole numbers, 7 out of
Excuse me, teacher.
10.
Excuse
So that will be
me, teacher.
our work. That is when you're dealing with any decimal number that has 21 that has numbers from 1 to
I'm muting.
can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3, 4, 5, up to 9. Yes, please, you're excused. Yes, Chris.
Excuse me, teacher. I can't hear
Yes.
you properly. Excuse me, teacher. I cannot hear you properly.
Ali, are you saying something?
Excuse me, teacher. I was not hearing you properly.
Excuse me, Teacher Linda. We can't see your screen. Excuse me, Teacher Linda. We can't see your screen.
Excuse me, sorry, I'm not seeing your screen. Excuse me, teacher, I cannot see your screen.
Excuse me, Teacher, I can't see your screen.
Teacher is not here, she's not sharing her screen.
Teacher, I can't see your
Excuse
screen.
me. Excuse me. The teacher is having a program. She's reconnecting soon. You be patient. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay. Okay. Hi.
Okay.
Hi, guys.
Screen.
I'm the one who is speaking. Hello, Linda.
So someone using the Excel page. What's your name?
My name is Katsime Kate. Is in the teaching class. Is in the
Sorry?
teaching class.
Sorry, just my network went off a little bit, but I'm back. Thank God for that. We're
Okay.
still sharing something. Let me start sharing my screen. And I hope everyone can hear me well. Yes?
Yes.
All right. Okay, we're looking at 0.5. It looks a simple number, but let us take the following. Important. Let us note the following. When you change this number here, yes, the decimal point will move on. Yes, Shantai.
I have not
Yes,
understood
please.
part B. It's part B.
This
The answer
this
of part
number,
B. No?
the other example
Part
of
B.
part B. This one here we are on.
Yes.
This one
Yes.
or the other one.
This is the answer. 1 plus
Yes.
one in color. The answer is that one.
Yes.
That one.
Yes.
The answer.
Yes. This is the answer is one whole number, 3 out of 1. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, we're looking at this
We can
example
hear
here.
you now.
All right, then you can mute your microphone. You can mute your microphone, please. Stuart,
cannot hear you
you're doing
properly.
something on my screen.
It is okay.
Yeah, mute your microphone. I hope you will hear me. Something on my screen. Can you hear me right now? Stuart, stop what you're doing on my screen. So for this number here, when you turn it to a fraction, it will look so simple. After all, the decimal point is moving
Excuse
only
me,
one,
teacher.
only one
What are the
step.
pink arrows for?
So you find that there is only one. Yes, Alia.
Excuse me, teacher. What are the pink arrows for?
Stuart has done something on my screen and I'm telling him to remove them. They have no use.
Okay.
Some colleague of yours has put them on my screen. Yeah, and I hope he's going to remove them. Yeah, Lynette, the answer is 5 out of 10. Right. But when you look at 5 out of 10, they look to have something in common. Yes? When you look at 5 and 10, they can have something to divide both 5 and 10. If you look at them, so what do we do in this case?
Excuse me, teacher, I'm not listening to you properly.
No. Wait, I want to show you something. So in this case, we shall divide 5 and 10. We shall divide 5 and 10. We shall look for a number that can divide.
Excuse me, teacher. The
We
big
shall,
R.
Lucky, you're saying something. Let us first hear from Lucky.
We divide both.
Yes, Lucky, your hand is up.
We divide both the numerator and
I think it's
denominator
just
by 5.
up.
We divide both the denominator and the numerator by 5.
So what we do, we choose a number that can divide both 5 and 10 at the same time.
Excuse me, teacher.
Stuart has not yet removed them. I think he has failed.
Excuse me, teacher.
Wow, that is perfect. We divide, yeah, Lynette says we reduce a 2 and we get 1.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yeah, thank you so much, Alia. What we're saying, we divide 5 and 10 by the same digit. And some friend of ours has told us here we can use 5. So when you divide 5, divide by 5. What you do up is also what you do down, yes? When you divide the numerator by 5, divide the denominator also by 5. So we shall say 10 also divide by 5. We are reducing. This is what we refer to as reducing. So when you divide 5 by 5, you get 5 divided by 5. What do we get? Let me check someone here ready to give us an answer.
1.
1. Thank you.
1.
Out of 10 divided by 5.
2.
Shaman, can you tell us? Someone has already
We
given.
get a half.
2.
A half.
We get 2, and the
half.
answer will be
1/2.
that is.
1
That's
over
when
2.
it comes to reducing.
A half.
There are so many examples, but what I urge you to do, I'm going to be sharing this work. I want you to go through it. I want you to go through it. So that you can come up with the right answers. It is going to be very important.
Excuse me, Grace. Can you please take off your video?
I can share my screen again so that you can still go through this work here. And let me show you part of the work I want you to still go through. Give it your time, please. Make it a point and give it more time. I want you to give it more time. We've looked at how to handle such fractions that don't require reducing. We looked at a note. We say that the denominator is determined by the number of digits after the decimal point. We also looked at such numbers, and we've seen how best we can do them. We've seen this example where we need to reduce and what do we need to do about it.
Teacher, I
There is
cannot
also this
hear
very
you
one.
very well.
Let me hope right now you can hear me.
Madam.
There is also this example here. We'll interact with it.
Excuse me, I
You will
cannot
give
hear
it
you
more
very
time and
well.
interact with this work. How about now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. You will try out these activities. These are different numbers, and we shall approach them differently. I beg you, go through them, interact with this work here. And then another thing, I'm going to also put this as an addition to your work. I want you to read this work carefully and see whether you can also, if you meet any challenge, you will still share with me. This one that requires changing from fractions to
Teacher,
decimal
I did not
numbers.
finish writing example D.
I'm going to put the work in the group.
Teacher,
The one that needs some
excuse
other,
me, teacher.
I'm going to put the work in the group. This one
Okay,
here,
madam.
I want you to read through it. I just
Yeah.
put it for your revision. Where you meet a challenge, I'll start with it in our next engagement. You'll see how to do it. I'm not going to talk about it, but I'm going to share it in the group. So feel free to ask anything about it. I will help you. Thank you so much. Yes, please, you're excused.
If we finish doing the homework, should we?
Network is too bad, can't hear anything. Sorry, Claire. I'm going to share this work and you will go through it. Yes, Lynette, there are other examples that require reducing. You will find them in the activity. I beg you interact more with that work.
Bye.
Otherwise, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being attentive and for being active in the class. I wish you a nice day. Let me put the work in the group so that you can have some more time with it.
Thank you, teacher, for teaching us. May God bless you.
Goodbye,
God bless
everybody.
Thank you for
the lesson, teacher.
You're welcome.
Thank you for teaching.
You're welcome.
Thank you for teaching, teacher.
Thank you for
welcome.
teaching us. May God bless you.
Thank you for teaching.
Thank you for teaching.
Amen.
May God bless you.
You're welcome. Abigail,
Bye.
I'm going to put the work in the WhatsApp group of primary 5. So make sure from here, visit the chat in the visit the chat on WhatsApp.